We're back, Truth Seeker. It's Wednesday, October 17th, 2018. Have some emerging headlines since the earlier news report we did just hours ago. We got the death of Oli Herbert, the guitarist from All That Remains. Going to talk about how his death is another example of murder by numbers. It's being blamed on an accident, but no doubt this man offed by the code. We're going to get to that. We're going to talk about the Amber Alert for Jayme Closs, the 13-year-old who killed her parents. J plus C, 10 plus 3, 13. It's a numerological ritual. We'll get to it. And today, big news out of Crimea, which I call the little U.S. Been talking about this nation since I started this work back in 2013-14. Totally Masonic-controlled nation, and we have another big coincidence with the shooting at the technical school there. We're going to get to that. Somebody also asked if I could look at the death of Robert Dean, a UFO expert. We'll even throw that in there. So, Oli Herbert. Supposedly, he died yesterday from an accident at his home. No details on what happened with the accident, but it was a fatal accident. And he died on that date with the 44 numerology. So I just want you to see that he was 44 years old. The news comes today, October 17th. The date was yesterday, October 16th, the fateful day. We covered a number of murder by numbers in yesterday's reporting, as well as this morning's. With the alphabetic order, the word kill is 11 plus 9 plus 12 plus 12, 44. The word kill with the alphabetic order and rules of numerology, 17. This news comes on the 17th. The death of the 44-year-old man. And in case you're new here, we talk about the code of letters and numbers. It's known as gematria. There's a metal song out there called Gematria, the Killing Name. There's another song out there from the band The Police, Murder by Numbers. It came out in the year 83. The word murder equals 83. Killing people's as simple as A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Now, if you are new here, you just stumbled on here, for a long time, I've talked about how dates with numerology of 64 and 44, like October 16th, 2018, the day this man died, anytime there's a day that has this numerology of 64 and 44, you're going to get a number of deaths in the headlines, famous people, local people, all sorts of suspicious killings. And yesterday, we've already gone over, what, 5 or 6 killings from yesterday in the news headlines, all connecting to the number 44, all of them. And again, it's this way every single month. So next month, it'll be November 15th, 2018. That'll be the date with the 44 and 64 numerology. That's also the 319th day of the year, which is another number connected to killing. So watch out for November 15th next month. You'll see, we'll be right back here. It's clockwork. Every month it's this way. But kill with the alphabetic order 44. When you flip the alphabetic order around, kill 64. And this guy was a guitar player. October 16th is the day that leaves 76 days left in the year. His name, Herbert. Herbert with the alphabetic order, 76 like guitar. We're going to get to the death of the guy who did the riff for the song All Right Now. I'm sure you know that song, classic rock song. He was a suspicious death in 76. Want to pause for a moment and say thank you. 2 people just bought the book. Greatly appreciated. If you want to learn more about this code, the best way to do so is to buy my book, Letters and Numbers. Educate about all of this in there. You read that book, you're going to see through news headlines the rest of your life. You know, it'd been on sale for $5 for the first 7 months. I just bumped the price up to $10. Still a bargain. 773 pages, $10. If you want the book for $5, send me an email. I'll send it to you for $5. But the purchase price on Etsy is $10. Somebody emailed me today. They said they can't afford $10. Would I still sell it for $5? I did them a favor. I'll do it for you too. But appreciate it if you can make that $10 donation. It's a heck of a deal, even at 10. So, Herbert, guitar, gematria 76, dead on the day, leaving 76 days left in the year, dead at 44 on the date with 44 numerology as well as 64. It's already looking vicious, but we're not done. There's just even more. It's sick. Remember when you write out October 16th, it sums to 76. Part of the reason the 76ers opened up the NBA season. Sports are rigged. Everything through the news is by the code, you guys. Everything through the media is by the code. Sports are rigged. People are murdered. Albums and movies are released by this code. Propaganda is contrived by this code. This is the complete knowledge to see through what is going on in the contrived matrix of information that comes through the media every day. And the reason why is because the people who control the media and entertainment and news and government, there are a bunch of Masons. And Masonry is based in Kabbalah. And Kabbalah says that God created the world by merging the letter with the number. And these Masons are playing God over the masses. So, All That Remains, the name of the band with the alphabetic order 153. That's the 17th triangular number, meaning if you had 1 through 17, it equals 153. I talk about these things every day. Special pairing here. This news comes on the 17th. He died yesterday. His publicist put out a tweet saying he died in an accident. If you read the first reporting before the publicist spoke up, they all said that nobody knew what his cause of death was. They don't even know what happened. Then the publicist came out and said he had an accident yesterday at his house, right? It looks like I forgot to put it up here, but with the alphabetic order, the word accident sums to 59. I've seen this one many times before. 59, that's the 17th prime number. You see, the news comes today that he died in an accident. 59, the 17th prime. All That Remains, 153, the 17th triangular. Triangular. Just to make sure we're clear here, when you add 1 through 17 together, it equals 153. 59, the 17th prime, those are the numbers that can only be divided by 1 in themselves. No other numbers divide into 59. So the news, it also comes on this date with 45 numerology. His first name, Oli, Gematria 45. Get the death of Oli today. There's more. All That Remains, putting out the RIP tweet. I was trying to find his birthday, and this source I don't think had the right year because they got him at 49 years old. But I do suspect that they have the right day, July 10th. And the reason why is this. From July 10th to yesterday, October 16th, was his 99th day of his age. From July 10th to today is 99 days later. If we counted the full span, today would be a span of 100 days. So yesterday was his 99th day of his age. Today's a 99 days after his birthday. All That Remains equals 99, the band he was in. So this is usually how it goes. I suspect that birthday day is right, just not the right year. Unless they're misreporting the year of his birth and this is correct, just to get that extra 44 in there, which not impossible. His name, Oli Herbert. Look at how it compares with the 4 base ciphers. If you're new here, the dark green's the alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, up to Z is 26. Dark blue's the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. So A is still 1, B is still 2, C is still 3, D is still 4. Where it changes is when you get J, the 10th letter. Instead of taking J as 10, it becomes 1 plus 0 was 1. You take the numerology at 10. The numerology at 10 is 1. K, which is 11, becomes 1 plus 1 is 2. You make each letter a single-digit number. Then you add. Right here, this is just flipping the alphabetic order around, making Z1, counting back to A is 26. And this is the reverse alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. Oli Herbert, 59. Freemasonry, 59. Again, 59, the 17th prime. Dead from an accident. The news on the 17th. Here's his name broken down in all 4 base ciphers. A lot of things jump here, but we'll just stick with that 76. Again, dead on the day, leaving 76 days left in the year. In my book, we cover many deaths. The longest chapter in this book is the chapter on murder by numbers. It's over 150 pages long, just that chapter. My book's 773 pages long. Some chapters in there are books within books, such as the murder by numbers chapter. One of many deaths covered here, Paul Francis Kossoff. Considered one of the greatest guitarists of all time from the band Free. In 1976, they had that big hit, All Right Now. Look at Paul Francis Kossoff, who was murdered in 76. His name equals 76, the guitar player. A lot of these Masons are born and bred to be, you know. Truly anyone could be a great guitar player if they were trained from a young age. Of course, some people would still turn out better than others because, you know, their ear for music, their ambidextrity, mutilate that word. You know what I mean? How you are with the fingers. But anyway, Paul Francis Kossoff got it by the code. He died on March 19th, 319. 319. in satanic gematria, Killings 319. Prince had that song about 319, died 319 days after his birthday. I called Prince's death before it happened. He had the song I Would Die For You with the number 4 and the letter U. That's 421. Used the 21st letter. Prince dead on 421, 33 years after recording the song. Dead after the death of his girlfriend, Vanity, who died just before the 58th Grammys. 58, big number there with Freemasonry. Purple Rain, 58. Telling you, you learn this code of murder by numbers. You see how redundant the patterns are. Check out the song All Right Now, that hit song that this guitarist who died in 76 is remembered for. The exact same in all 4 bass ciphers. And this is what's written on his tombstone. All Right Now. This man was also killed 187 days after his 25th birthday. 187 homicide code. Big number with Freemasonry as well. Ancient accepted Scottish rite of Freemasonry equals 187, what's etched on their headquarters in D.C. So read my book. There's even more to it, but just give you another example in history of a guitarist going down by the number 76, the Freemason connections. It's going to happen again. It happens more often than you'd believe. When you know the code, you see it. Also about him dying in October. Good month for a rock star to go out. October and rock star. Gematria overlap 33666, the number of the beast. I had to look up when their first album came out. Came out in 2002, 16 years ago. Dead on the 16th. When you write out 16, it has that Gematria 33 like October and Rockstar. Same cipher, the most pure of the base 4. Their last album was released April 28th, 2017. Notice that was 76 weeks and days ago. Think it's a coincidence? If you do, I got a merchandise down below too. Check the description of this video. I got merchandise that says Coincidence Theorist. It's for all you people that just look at this day after day, 5 years straight of this reporting, writing a book about this. You know, everything I've written about in my books come true 10 times since. You know, thousands of new examples since I released this book in March to prove the points I've already been talking about. In that book, I say you just circle the calendar dates with the 64 and 44, and you're going to see how the bodies drop. You know, it's sick, man. This stuff is just so sick, and I guess the world doesn't care enough. You know, too many hamburgers to eat, too many Cheetos to munch on, too many movies, sitcoms, sports games, concerts, whatever. Too much entertainment with Donald Trump's Twitter. So here we got the 13-year-old parent killer, I guess, out of Wisconsin. Hey, speaking of 44 and kill, there's only 2 states in our most pure cipher that have Gematria 44. One's Wisconsin, the other's Georgia. But we're in Wisconsin here. And we got a teen 44. We got a teen killer, kill 44. And her initials are JC, and she's 13 years old. Mind you, Jesus Christ and his 12 disciples, JC. Anyway, so this time it's Jayme Closs. She killed her parents October 15th, 2018. Or at least that's the day the bodies were found, according to the news. That was a date with 43 numerology. They put out an Amber Alert for this. Amber Alert's 43. Big number here when it comes to murder. Killing, 43. RIP, 43. Masonic, 43. The Masonic headquarters in Washington, D.C. Just for another 4-3 example. D, the 4th letter. C, the 3rd. D.C., 4-3. They like it. They like that number. But it puts out an Amber Alert. These Amber Alerts, a lot of times they're just contrived fear. Just plant more fear in people's head. That's what the New World Order tyrants want. Nonstop fear, nonstop negativity, nonstop worry. See this gematria of amber as an Amber Alert? You see the 39, the 33? Remember, it's all masonry. Masonry, 33, 39. Most of Masonry's secrets are right in the book of Genesis, 33, 39. The first book of 39 books in the Old Testament. Also, there was a 96 in that word amber. Freemasons, 96. In this case, another thing that's 96 is parents. An Amber Alert for a teen that killed their parents. Is it an accident? I doubt it. Happened in the town of Barron. Remember Donald Trump, who's the 45th president, but only truly the 44th person to be president? That's because Grover Cleveland had that split term. He became the 44th person to be president after the election in Wisconsin went his way, number 44. He's got a little teenager. Well, almost. Barron Trump, his bar mitzvah's coming up. He's going to turn 13 here pretty soon. Barron Trump about to have his bar mitzvah. What, you didn't know Trump was one of them? He is. Little Barron's going to have the bar mitzvah here. I don't know if there's a coincidence, but let's look more at this Barron thing. Barron, Wisconsin. Have you seen Jayme Closs? No one's probably seen Jayme Closs. These photos are probably from the early 90s. Jayme Closs probably works for the FBI or CIA. She's probably, in her late 30s now. That's what she signed up for. She probably works at the FBI Milwaukee office, honestly. So, gotta love when the FBI puts out a tweet about this on the 17th. That's a kicker. FBI 17, bam, bam, 2 of our 4 base ciphers. But anyway, Jayme Closs. A lot of things jump about her name too, especially the 58, the big Freemasonry number. Fraternal, as in the fraternal Freemason organization, fraternal 148 and 58, just like this name, Jayme Closs. Probably a made-up name. Freemason in the Francis Bacon cipher, 122. The name Closs has gematria of 67 and 31. That's a lot like killer. We got Closs, the parent killer. 67, 31. Killer's also 41, the 13th prime. She's 13 years old with those JC initials. So here's a good one. Barron, Wisconsin. You see this gematria of 193? That is the 44th prime number. And the nice thing about gematria is you can go to number properties, type in a number, and it'll just tell you. 193, the 44th prime. Check out Serial Killer. Serial also has the gematria of 44. Serial Killer, 193. See how that works? I think you do. I'll just give you another one just off the cuff. Secretary of Defense is just for your knowledge bank. Secretary of Defense 193. Remember how Mad Dog Mattis became the Secretary of Defense after being a veteran of the Marines for 44 years? You can go back and look. The headlines still exist. Mad Dog 44. Mattis 44. Military 44. Soldier 44. Infantry 44. Trooper 44. What do? They do some shooting. Shooting 44. Gunfire 44. Kill 44. Not an accident. Everything in our English language coded out. This is a Masonic secret being exposed every day for 5 years straight out of my mouth, straight out of my blog, straight out of my YouTube channel, straight out of my book. It's not enough of you are supporting. You guys help me sell enough books, I'm going to bring an army. We're going to bulldoze. No, I was going to say that something for a second. I'm not going to say it. I was going to say we're going to bulldoze some Masonic headquarters. You know what we'll do? That's wasteful. A lot of those buildings are nice. We'll turn them into homeless shelters. Be a better use. It's a lot better than having a bunch of weirdos gather every so often to, and it's not that all Freemasons are bad, but plenty of them are. They're the ones who do this. So anyway, Barron, Wisconsin. Wisconsin's also got that gematria of 118, like death and Jewish gematria. You guys want to learn another one with 44? Check it out. Cancer. Got the 44 and the 118. These are numbers of death, right? Chemo, 44. Cancer, chemo, kill. I think that's an accent. They're all 44. I don't. Not one bit. Especially when we're purposefully miseducated to eat a toxic, cancer-causing diet. Diet that does not agree with our intestinal organs. You guys should read about your intestines and what animal species they're most like. They're not like a carnivores. They're not like an omnivores. They're just like an herbivores. It's not a coincidence that people who eat veggies a lot less likely to get a lot of these disease and illness that all Americans suffer from: heart disease, cancer, diabetes, right on down the line, hypertension, cholesterol problems. This whole world's toxic. The information, the food, the news. Doesn't have to be either. It's because there's a group of people who are doing this to us on purpose. They're just following their good old holy book, the Talmud. So you know where else the Talmud thumpers are? In Crimea. I've been covering this since 2013. Remember old Yatsenyuk? He was a Talmud thumper. Yatsenyuk 33, like masonry, like secrecy, like order. Resigned after 147 days, like how there's 147 windows on the White House because Freemason and conspiracy equal 147. Go back and look this stuff up. It's all true. Crimea, red, white, and blue flag, Masonic colors. It's a Masonic world order. You guys didn't know there's 147 windows on the White House? There is. And U.S. president's 147, like Freemason and conspiracy. And President of the United States is also 147. Don't forget D.C. is named after a Freemason. Don't forget it. Inaugurated by the numbers. Murdered by the numbers was George W. So anyway, let's get into this Crimea thing today. As I talked about earlier today with the Cannabis Act, if you guys didn't know this, the Cannabis Act went into effect in Canada today. Second nation to legalize marijuana, Cannabis Act 75. Today is the day leaving 75 days left in the year, October 17th. When they first put out the headline, they said the shooter killed 17 people, kill equals 17, teen 17, Mason 17, modern Masonry 17. Now it's up to 19, and these are numbers we routinely see in these types of stories because they're both symbolic. 19's the chaos number. Chaos, whoa, not this backwards typing thing. Chaos 19. And we're going to talk about this is synced up with the leader of Crimea's 46th birthday, which is upcoming. He's 45 right now. But the Masonic motto is order out of chaos. Cosmos Gematria 75. And in that same cipher, our most pure... That is so weird. New World Order is 75. So is the FF word. You can't say it out loud on YouTube. They'll take away your video. The FF word's 174. You know, just like New World Order. Just like how George H.W. Bush's wife, the guy who loved to speak about the New World Order, he died on, his wife died on 17/4, April 17th. And then his granddaughter, Barbara Bush Jr., got married a span of 174 days later. Again, you got to see my video on that. There's just so many rituals in the Barbara Bush Jr. recent wedding on October 7th, 10/7, like 107, George Bush 107. Barbara died on the 107th day of the year. It's just sick what goes on with these families. But anyway, October 17th, 18, date with 45 numerology. Look at what school was shot. Kirch. The Kirch school was shot today. Oh, what do you know? News by the numbers. Kirch 45. It's just all a big coincidence. Just so you know, we're changing gears here. Everything I'm now talking about is just a coincidence. It's all just a coincidence what we're getting into here. We wouldn't dare say the FF word or question a school shooting. Not with big heroes out there like G.I. Jane and David Hogg, whose father's in the FBI, and the most Jewish neighborhood in all of Florida. That's saying something right there. And we love the chosen people over here, just like we love coincidences. But notice the gematria of Kirch and ritual, because Masonry is all about rituals, and Crimea is run by Masonry, and so are police who report all these details. But I see a 45 in Kirch. I see a 45 in ritual. I see a 27 in Kirch. I see a 27 in ritual. I see an 81. All of these things break down at 9. The 45 is the 9th triangular number, meaning if you add 1 through 9 together, it equals 45. Anyway, the full name of this Kirch school is the Kirch Technical School, which equals 109, just like shooting, just like military. And Russia and the United States are the left and right bicep of the New World Order military-industrial complex. They got a lot of history together. Nuclear weapons, space race, Cold War, mimicking each other. And Crimea has been annexed into Russia. So here we are, gun attack at Kirch College kills 19. Well, we thought it was 17, now it's 19. 17 on the 17th. You see, I mean, they were like, wait a minute, people are going to catch on to that. Let's go with 19. It's always trusty. Order out of chaos. Chaos 19. Day leaving 75 days left in the year. New World Order 75. Order out of chaos 75. Mass shooting 75. Let me take you back to the New York Times, my favorite Jewish publication. New World Order pledged to Jews from October 6, 1940, a date with 75 numerology. You see it? New World Order, order out of chaos, order, all in the base ciphers. And the guy who was responsible for that headline, if you've never seen my video on this, you should check it out. It's still up. So many things to talk about here, but the guy who was responsible for the headline, Arthur Greenwood, he would end up dying on June 9th. June 9th, 1954, which was a date with 69 numerology. New World Order also has that gematria 69. This was the guy responsible for the headline about the New World Order being pledged to the Jews, which really was just a gut buster because, I mean, the New World Order and the Jews, that goes back centuries. Didn't start October 6, 1940. This was just more mocking by the code. That's all this was here. The New York Times. No, the New York Times once published an article that said conspiracy theorists have mental illness. Do not... Actually, I was going to say don't read this publication, but who am I kidding? It's my favorite. I always got to follow this publication because they're always giving me the gut busters. Anyway, New World Order, order out of chaos, mass shooting. We were just talking about 69. I smell a little more 69 coming, but first they said the shooter, unnamed. Well, actually, never mind. He is named. They put out his name later. At first, he was just the 18-year-old. Active shooter equals 61. That's the 18th prime number. What happened at the college? Well, the alleged perpetrator named Vladislav Rozlakov is said to have run from room to room as he fired, starting in the area near the canteen. I'm sure there's even more coded into this story, but Vladislav Rozlakov, 69 like false flag, and again, like New World Order. Should have put that there in the post. I meant to. His name also has gematria 111, like October. And don't forget, October's the lone 33 month, like order, like secrecy, like masonry, like police, like the FF word. The current prime minister, Sergei Aksyonov, gematria of 69. He's 45 years old, like today's date numerology, like the ritual, the name of the school where all the coincidences happened. From today to his birthday is a span of 41 days, like Crimea, also like USA, like Zionist, and from here to there, it's the Zionist world order. It is. Don't kid yourself. If you don't count the full span, it's 40 days. This is counting the full span. If you don't count the full span, it's 40 days. His surname has the gematria of 40, like Old Testament's 40. Like the story of the 40 days and 40 nights from the Old Testament. Like by the book, 40. Also 41. These shootings, they're all by the book, by the same old repetitive numbers. The book they're talking about in that phrase, you never knew this before, but now you know it. It's the Old Testament. They just take all the riddles right out of there and they play them out every single day. So if you read the reporting, not only was there a shooting, but there were reports of bombs going off. Have you heard this one before? It's like they do this all the time. Shooting, bombs going off. The programming is redundant. This last paragraph got me. Before today, if you had told people in Crimea there had been a mass school shooting, most would have thought you were talking about the United States. Now all that has changed. New World Order striking a new Masonic territory by the same old code from the U.S. to Crimea. Flags look a lot alike. Here's Crimea's flag, you guys. Look familiar? Does it look familiar? Just put some stars here. How many countries have the red, white, and blue flag? That color scheme really that cool? Here's a little fact about Crimea. Crimea was founded October 21st. Hey, and we're not far from the anniversary day. 1921. More recently, its constitution was established on October 21st, 1998. That is a span of exactly 77 years to the day. Hey, we have that number over here. United States, 77. Power, 77. Secret. Okay. I don't know how I do that. Secret Society, 77. United States founded by a bunch of these kind of bankers. The J word. Judaism 77, Zionist 77. I think it's a coincidence that 77 years to the day the Constitution of Crimea was established, in light of how the New World Order does everything by a numerological code. You guys ever heard about the power and the glory? Who's got the power and the glory? Notice how power and glory are the exact same in all four ciphers. See it? Don't overlook that. 58, Freemasonry. Secret Society, 58 and 77. The New World Order, you're not in their club. More recently, on March 11th, 2014, the Parliament of the Autonomous Republic of Crimea adopted a Crimean Declaration of Independence from Ukraine. On March 11th, Crimea 113, just like Scottish 113. Just like how Bava Kama 113 from the Talmud says, you can do whatever you want to Goyim. These Goyim animals, you can just do whatever you want to them. Those are the main things here. There's some other things coded into these names, but I think we went deep enough. For the person who asked if I could look at the death of this UFO expert, remember the entire history of UFOs is all by the Masonic numbers. But this man, Mr. UFO, he was born March 2nd, 1929, died October 11th, 2018. He was 89 years old. 89 is the 11th Fibonacci, dead on the 11th day. You know, it's a nice long life. Sometimes these things can be a coincidence, but March 2nd to October 11th was 223 days later. And in light of the entire history of UFOs being by the same repetitive Masonic numbers, we should point out that Masonic's 223. That's the 48th prime number. His name was Robert Dean, 48. Freemasons and sums to 48 in Hebrew and in English. See how nicely they go together? This Jewish gematria is our most important cipher outside of the base ciphers. The day he died was a date with 59 numerology. We talked about that earlier with the death of the guitar player. 59, the 17th prime. In Jewish gematria, it kills 59. In reduction gematria, it kills 17. Dead on a date with 59 numerology. Freemasonry also sums to 59 in Hebrew and in English. And just in case you're new here and you want to verify, maybe you're like hearing that and you're like, prove it. Okay. You can prove it too. I'm going to show you how. That's the real reason I'm doing this right here. You just got to come down to the foreign ciphers and just pop in the Hebrew ones. These are the important Hebrew-based ciphers. And then you just want to go here and you want to do English to Hebrew, not to Spanish. And just type in Freemason. And then you're going to copy the Hebrew text. You're going to do a Control-C. And then you're going to do a Control-V. Freemason, gematria 59, the 17th prime. Why did it do it that way? You know what's interesting is that Google Translate, it looks like it's doing the same one for Freemason and Freemasonry. It is. That's weird. Like even up to a month ago, it wasn't that way. So the Freemason singular in Hebrew is also 48, but for some reason, it's just doing the same translation for both. Hold on, let's see if that fixed it. Oh. Well, I've done it before in the past. I guarantee you that Freemason, the singular, is 48 in Hebrew, and Freemasonry is 59, just like it is in English. Again, 59 is the 17th prime number, and modern Freemasonry began in the year 1717, not by accident. So, got about an hour and a half here until my radio show starts. If you don't know, I have a radio show every Wednesday night, free to listen to, free to call into, tfrlive.com. Number of ways you can listen. You can listen straight through the website. You can listen through your phone. You just got to come here and click the Listen Live button. You can listen on iHeartRadio. You can call the phone number, 641-793-7117. You can listen on TuneIn. Number of ways. My show starts at 6 p.m. Western time. I'm out here on the West Coast. That's an hour and 39 minutes from now. 3-hour show every Wednesday night. So if you missed the show live, you can always listen after. After the show airs, you'll see my face up here with Gematria Effect. By the end of the week, like this time, my show's buried here in the archives because this updates based on how long ago the show aired. So here I am right here. But if you clicked and listened to this right now, this would be last week's show. After the show airs, you get 10 days after to listen. Otherwise, you got to be a paid for member. But really, the best way to learn this knowledge is to pick up this book right here and just come read the reviews. Fitting, we have 75 reviews. Talking an awful lot about 75 today. Price was $5 for several months. Trying it out at $9.99. But yeah, come read the reviews. A lot of people that really appreciate this book. It'll blow your mind. This is by far the most educational piece of literature I've ever read. This is an excellent literary work of art. Zachary does a wonderful writing job of revealing the secret alphanumeric coding system known as Gematria. And you guys, what proves that my book is very relevant and on point is the fact that everything I write about in the book continues to come true by the same code that I've exposed. Proves that it's no fluke. Right here. Do yourself a favor and buy this book. Print it out and keep it in your family forever. And there's a whole lot more reviews like that. You know, we're doing an all 5-star thing here. Spent 5 years on this book, 773 pages. Can't beat it. You can't beat it. It's the fraction of a college education, and it'll put you way further. Put you way further ahead. You know, do you read the rest of this lady's review? Courtney. She says she has 6 years of post-secondary education under her belt. And this is still the best piece of literature she's read. Tell you what, you guys keep supporting the book. I'll go out and write another one because there's a whole lot more to uncover. And before I say goodbye to you guys, let's take a peek at the chat. But I don't have too. Oops, I don't have too long to chat right now because I got to get ready for tonight's radio show. But see if anybody has anything that needs to be brought to my attention. What I'm looking for in the chat right now is anything else that's on the radar that I'm missing out on. Lottery jackpot, 218 million. So I see we don't have too many likes. How about pushing the like button? That'd be helpful. I don't understand the too cool for school not liking the video thing. Every time I see anybody post a video on Gematria, I hit the like button with the hope that another stranger will find it. You know, we got to get this Gematria knowledge out there. The way videos show up in other people's feeds is if they have more comments, more likes. So leaving a comment just saying, hey, great video. If you just left that, bam, that helps it show up in more people's feeds. A like, more people's feeds. It's the way it works. Somebody wants to know where Oli Herbert's from and where did he die? Well, he died at his home, supposedly, but where is that? I was having trouble getting much information on this guy, you know? So I just read that he died at his home. All right, we got some new information. Let's just check it out. All that remains confirmed the death of their guitarist and founding member, Oli Herbert, early this morning. Just in case you guys are tuning in here at the beginning of the video, I covered the very numerological death, the latest murder by numbers. His death was confirmed today. He died yesterday. The musician's publicist has now released a statement revealing further details. On behalf of Oli's wife and family, I can confirm Oli Herbert passed away yesterday unexpectedly as a result of an accident which occurred on the property of his home. He was 44 years old. No further details are being released at this time. He was murdered, you guys. No doubt about it. This is what they do again and again. They kill people by the same code. The number 44, dates with 44 numerology is just so repetitive. There's so many deaths yesterday in the news in connection to the number 44. This is just one more. How many examples do we need just from one date, especially in light of the fact that I've been educating about this and proving this consistent pattern and writing books about it and blog posts and videos for 5 years now. 5 years. And the same thing's going to happen next month, November 15th, 2018. Bank on it. So Tyler Skinner writes this question. Binged on your videos and got your book same day. I'm only about 40 pages in. This may be covered in your book, but do numbers have any definitive meaning, or is meaning built by the words with that gematria? So the numbers do have meaning. Last night in gematria school, that's what we went over. We went over the meaning of the numbers. For example, 44, a number connected to death again and again. 4 has this association with death in Eastern culture. In Mandarin Chinese, the word 4 sounds the same as death. There's a superstition with 4 and death. If you watch the film The Omen, you'll notice the 4s hanging around in that film. And same with a number of other movies. So there are real associations with the number. You know, the number 44 is the rep digit of 4. But when you get to chapter 5, Tyler, which is a little bit further ahead in the book, I believe chapter 5 begins on page 70. That's where you learn about number meaning and why these numbers show up and are associated with certain things. Betrayed. Betrayed, you guys in the chat. B-E space T-R-A-Y-E-D. For you sports fans out there with the gematria, this guy's doing some really good breakdowns. He's very clear. He speaks nicely. And he just started his YouTube channel. Be sure to sub over there at Betrayed. I see he's going to do some good work. He's new at it, and he's already hitting his stride. So it's just going to get better. Yeah, another thing, if you're new here, you guys, for most people who subscribe, my videos don't show up in their feed because YouTube has always censored me. If you're new here, I've had 20 channels deleted. You know, I used to have a whole lot more subs. I'm wondering where those people are. I'm wondering why I can't get them back. But channel's been deleted about 20 times, and I've been censored from day one. Subscriber drops, views muted. And a lot of people will find that, oh my God, you've been making videos and I haven't got a notification for any of your videos for a month. So be sure to check on the channel to see for new content. I put out new videos every day. If you don't see videos in the feed, you know, you're probably not getting them. I make videos every day because every day there's more to uncover. Hickok says, also check my blog daily. Yeah, I put a lot of work on the blog. Everything I decode starts on the blog. Frank has a problem getting the videos. So do most people. Truth always says, just do a search for Zachary K. Hubbard. Sometimes that works. My channel name's not Zachary K. Hubbard anymore, so you might want to search Gematria Effect News. All right, guys. I am going to sign off. Thank you to the people who purchased the book. We didn't do any sales during this whole video, but just before we started, 2 people bought it. So the book's linked in the description of every video. It is a great investment. It is a great, great investment. Be back for the radio show in a little more than an hour. I'll see you there, True Seeker. Or maybe I won't. Until next time. And you guys are going to make me like my own video here. It doesn't have enough likes, so I'm going to like it. All right, True Seeker. Until next time.